Establish the law. Could I have that little book that I gave you, Doctor, please? I want to read to you from my hero, the man whom I consider to be one of the greatest saints in the history of the world. And he was the man who influenced America perhaps just about more than anybody else, the man who influenced the great Salvation Army when it came into being. His name was John Wesley. And I've got here his book called 44 Sermons, and I want to read it to you. And first, think not that I'm come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. The ritual or ceremonial law delivered by Moses to the children of Israel, containing all the injunctions and ordinances which related to the old sacrifices and services of the temple, our Lord indeed did come to destroy, to dissolve, and utterly abolish. So John Wesley says, yes, he abolished the law of the ceremonies. This handwriting of ordinances our Lord did blot out, take away, and nail to his cross, Colossians 2. But the moral law contained in the Ten Commandments and enforced by the prophets, he did not take away. It was not the design of his coming to revoke any part of this. This is a law which never can be broken, which stands fast as the faithful witness in heaven. The moral stands on an entirely different foundation from the ceremonial or ritual law, which was only designed for a temporary restraint upon a disobedient and stiff-necked people. Every part of this law, the Ten Commandments, must remain in force upon all mankind and in all ages. And then I'm going to read over a little bit further where he talks about Judas. This is pretty strong what he says. But above all these, in the highest rank of the enemies of the gospel of Christ are those who openly and explicitly judge the law itself and speak evil of the law, who teach men to break not only one, but all the commandments at a stroke. What did our Lord do with the law? He abolished it. There is but one duty, which is of believing. He's talking about the antinomians. The most surprising of all the circumstances that attend this strong delusion is that they who are given up to it really believe they honor Christ by overthrowing his law, and that they are magnifying his office while they are destroying his doctrine. Yes, they honor him just as Judas did when he said, "Hail, Master," and kissed him. And so the great John Wesley says that the preacher who teaches grace in such a way as to do away with the commandments of God, John Wesley says that man is a Judas. I say, what a man was Wesley. What a preacher. What a scholar. A man who was educated at Oxford University, a Church of England minister, just a little man, 5'4", preached 42,000 sermons, traveled 360,000 miles on the back of a horse. I want to tell you, there's one big problem with us preachers today, or with many of us preachers. We have forgotten how to work and how to preach the gospel. He was up at 4 o'clock in the morning preaching to 20,000 miners and expounding to them the law of God and the grace of God. And when he died, 500,000 lost souls had come to Christ. And he says that those people who do not understand the difference between the moral and the ceremonial law, and who do away with the Ten Commandments, they honor God, all right, just as Judas honored Jesus when he came up to him and kissed him on the cheek and said, "Hail, Master." And I want to say today that modern preachers have made a tremendous blunder when they have stood before their congregations and they have taught their congregations that the Ten Commandments are a ministry or an administration of death, that the Ten Commandments belong to the Old Covenant, and that the Ten Commandments are done away with. I'm here today to uplift Jesus, and I'm here today to uplift the holy law of a holy God.